Hello and welcome. Oh God, I look really small in my new position. That's
Yeah, you are
interesting.
zoomed back a bit compared to normal.
Yeah. Well, my computer's a lot further away because I've got a fancy new desk arrangement that I've made for myself with my new chair. I've got a new chair as well.
And you're wearing a whistle.
And I am wearing a suit because I've been at work today. Well, I say at work. I've been here at this desk, but with my work colleagues virtually. So I'm a little bit smarter.
Well, good evening, viewers, and welcome to the Uharan Echo, episode 4. Whilst Matthew is busy talking about other crap, let's start the show.
Well, thank you, Dave. Do you want to carry on? Come on.
No, it's fine. It's your job.
Pass me your character sheet. So we are at part 4 of the Uharan Echo, and that is my co-host Dave over there being noisy, and between him and me, keeping the two of us apart, is Nicholas, and down here, that is Millie, who's starting her own campaign of Mercy of the Icons tomorrow night.
Yeah, I thought because you guys were so brilliant, I'd just copy you.
That's exactly, but with better introductory graphics, I have to admit. That is to say, some introductory graphics.
Let's talk later. We'll talk later.
And over there we've got Paul, and there in the corner over there we have Tony. And you all know their characters, but if you're a new viewer, you'll pick up their characters' names in a little while. Now, Tony, of course, is the team historian in a way. So perhaps, Tony, you could tell us what happened last week.
Well, I have to be honest, my notes from last week were not that extensive. We had basically beaten we'd gone to look for the ship, the name of which I've forgotten.
The Zafirah.
The Zafirah.
Looking for Zafirah with an H. I haven't spelt it with an H in any of the marketing I've done for this episode, but I've just read it in the book now, and it says H. So there we go.
We were looking specifically for the emerald disc, which is kind of like the black box for the ship. When we got there, we found there was another ship already salvaging it. A couple of weeks ago, we boarded that ship and basically, with a bit of judicious killing and torturing, managed to get them to surrender.
Well done, Millie.
I'm learning from Ossian.
Having surrendered, the captain of the ship, Captain Yami N-O-R, I think basically gave us the information about where he thought the emerald disc was, which was in a portion of the ship that had crashed onto the surface of the moon, and in fact had sunk under the ice into the frozen sea that is on that surface of that moon. So we went down to the surface of the moon. We basically brought the other salvage ship with us because we didn't want them to do anything sneaky with our ship while we were away or run off and shop us. So they came with us. We got on our exosuits, walked a short distance across the ice to where the ship was below us. Then we went into the water and down to the ship. We managed to get onto the ship. When we scanned the ship, there was part of the hangar that just didn't really seem to kind of scan properly. There was like an empty space that we couldn't scan.
Like a black hole, isn't it?
We went onto the bridge. We managed to recover the emerald disc. We also had a look at some sensor logs, which did have some references to what happened to the ship when it went through the portal. There was an anomaly they detected. They detected 5 objects inbound. Well, there's nothing in the log. The log then ended, so I don't think we found out for log what those objects might be. So we'd kind of completed our mission. At this point, we noticed that one of the legionnaires that accompanied Nadina, who's effectively our employer on this mission, had then disappeared. They weren't with us anymore.
No.
And we didn't know where they were. We asked Nadina, and Nadina genuinely also seemed surprised that this legionnaire had gone and was no longer with us.
And when you notice that, you are in this area here, which has.
Can't see your cursor, Matthew.
You can see the map, though.
Yes, yeah.
I can see the map, not your
Yeah,
cursor.
I haven't pointed out. You're in the bridge area, which this whole thing is of the Zafirah. I don't know exactly which area of the bridge you were in. Let me just go to that, and I will find that image. I've got a lot up because I'm expecting you to see a lot of images today. That one there. So you found the emerald disc here in the data vault. I don't know precisely where you are within the bridge now, but
Well, I guess I would have been at either the sensors or the computers where I could have been looking at the log. What happened in the portal?
I think you might have been down here, Tony. I don't know where everybody else was when they noticed this other person was missing, but I don't want to alarm you like there's going to be a gunfight here. There isn't going to be a gunfight here. So you don't need to work out the best place to cover or anything like that. But that was when you noticed, and that's when we hit the time limit last week. And the cliffhanger was essentially the missing crewman. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is your plan?
Could you remind us of how much time has gone by and the time limits we had?
You know, I said I'd tidied my desk and rearranged my room and everything. I did have a note.
So now we got 18 hours or something, right?
No, 8 hours.
Isn't that the Ghazali?
One is gone.
8 hours, and I think Sorry, Tony. Dave, what do you think?
I've got it. Well, I've got it written down here with 8 with 1 dash against it. So I think we've got 7 hours left.
Yeah, and I think now after you've been doing this stuff here in the in the bridge, I think there's probably a quarter of an hour gone doing that in the bridge, maybe even half an hour. So it might be 6.5 or 6 3/4 hours.
I do. Does Nadina care about this legionary? You know, he's a red shirt. He's a functionary. If he's got himself lost, then it's his own lookout, isn't it? Should we just
Red
go?
shirt, she says.
Oh, it's from an ancient old TV science fiction program from the 20th century. So it's classic, brilliant.
20th century? You mean the time of Al-Ada, when everybody lived on Al-Ada?
Exactly.
Sorry,
yes.
I'm teasing you.
Yes.
I
mean, I'm in the wrong game. I thought I was an alien for a moment. Sorry, it's just too many games at the same time.
I have noticed a slight tendency for you not to value life as much as some of your teammates, and she looks pointedly at Nicholas at that point. We had a similar sort of discussion when we were deciding what to do with the crew of the other ship.
I only
the
raised the
captain of
question.
that ship is with you now, and they say, "Well, I really don't care what happens to that legionnaire."
No, I can imagine. I was just saying. I'm just raising as a question. How your answer could be yes, I really do care about the guy. In which case, let's go and find him. If your answer is no, I always hated that git. Then let's get out of here.
Well, let us assume that that individual will be of value to us. I obviously, you've all got radio contact here, and she tries to call him on the radio, but gets no reply. And he is Farouk, and his partner is Dalla, and Dalla is saying, "Well, I think we should maybe split up."
Yeah, Dalla, do you have an idea of why he might have wandered off?
She says, no idea at all. But can I get you to make an manipulation roll on that one? Tony, given your talent.
I get 1 success on that. We stick with that.
Really annoying that Stella's stats are split over 2 pages.
Just making a note
Yep,
in
she
my
appears
book.
to be telling the truth.
Okay,
Where
so
do we
are we going to split up and look for the Farouk then?
Where did we last see him?
But
I'm not sure splitting up is such a good idea.
Well, I think
Especially when the Games Master suggests it.
in the last session, the Games Master didn't suggest it at all. It was Dalla, his colleague.
Dalla is the Games Master's colleague now. Okay,
I
bear that in
think
mind.
none of you particularly noticed when that person, when Farouk had gone, but I think you all concluded that he hadn't come onto the bridge with you.
So shall we just go and look out on the
If he
central
had, there
shaft
are
again?
2 other exits, or there are 4 other exits to the bridge. There's these ones on either side, and these ones here. Do you want me to bring up the other map?
Yeah, that would be useful, I think.
yeah,
Give me a moment. I do find the sharing is one of the least flexible. So this is the other map,
Yeah.
and the part you were in before, in the previous map, is in this.
In the centre, we came through where the corridor was broken, wasn't it? We
Yes.
came through an
Yeah,
open.
you came in
gap.
through this way.
The big rend in the ship, yeah.
Yeah.
This bit that I'm cursoring over now is in orbit and much manipulated.
Nearby.
It's ripped in half about here, and you came in through this central corridor here, found it quite easily.
And the empty bit with which didn't scan was in M3.
Mm-hmm.
So that,
Yeah.
that hangar to the north of where we are.
Yes. Who's got empathy over 4 or 4 or above?
I have empathy of 4.
Nope, not me.
nope.
I have empathy of 5.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll get you.
Yeah, me.
Tony, I am aware that when you looked at the deck plans that you've got here and remember the image from your scanner on there, you've just seen a glimpse that you know what fills that empty space. And the last time you saw what fills that empty space was on the planet of Kua as you approached the hospital, or the ruined hospital in the marshes, the Sultra marshes.
Is it that ship?
So we saw that ship kind of taking off and leaving, wasn't it? Was that there?
A ship with kind of butterfly wings. And that empty space in your head, just for a moment, flashed up in your head that was like the fuselage, not the wings, but the if you like, the main body of the ship. And that's just gone. As soon as you thought it, you're not quite sure you've done it. But,
Well, I will say that, Devon. I'm saying it feels likeliest that if Farouk is wanting off to do some kind of illicit mission that's not part of our mission, I mean, that feels like a likely target for it. So maybe we should head there, see if we can see Farouk there. Do you think?
Why do we think Farouk is there?
Well, just because what else is going to be left on this ship that's going to be of interest for someone to basically break off from what their orders should have been and go and do some other possible undercover mission that we don't know about. That feels like a big obvious target, doesn't it?
Can we only get to that hangar by going back through the bridge?
well, you're on
No,
the
there's
bridge now.
It's a door
So-
to the left.
Yeah.
You could, when you first saw that hangar, you were approaching the ship from this side, and you saw that these doors had been blasted away.
Which doors? Sorry.
Can't see you.
Oh yeah, because those the red dots on the map are kind of breaches, aren't they?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Hold on, what's happened here? Makes it a bit difficult for me. Give me a moment. These doors here have been blasted away.
Yeah.
From your bridge position and your schematics, you think there may be a way in this way to the hangar coming in from internal.
Presumably, it's all going to be flooded.
Yeah, this is the only
not.
space
Yeah.
that you've found so far.
So when we came in here, were there effectively airlocks in here that we
Yes.
could go through, so we could get in without flooding it?
You managed to do that, yes. There was enough power in the airlock here, and Nadira had a card. Nadina, I mean, had a card that operated the airlock.
So the door up to that hangar at M3 then, is there an airlock there that we could get through without, again, flooding the bridge, or do we care about flooding the bridge now at this point?
Nadina isn't sure that her card would work on that. And she assumes there must be an airlock, given that that is a way to a hangar.
Can I go and have a look then? See if I can, with my technology skills, see if I can
There
open
could
the
also-
door and
I'm
see
just
if I know what's
noticing here-
on the other side.
There's another way through there and through that room M5, which I've just spotted. Okay. Let me have a look at that door as you examine it. Do you want to do a technology roll?
Gives me.
Fayaz can help out.
Cool, thank you, Fayez. Can I use my tools for this, Matt?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I gain 1 success. And
You
3
could definitely open that door. You're not sure that you can stop the flow of water.
Is it an airlock though? Do I think?
Well, it's yes. You imagine it is an airlock because it's going to the hangar. However, you don't think it's. You'd operate it manually, and you're not sure that it's got enough power to suck the water out of the, the intervening space.
That's not going to flood the bridge, though, is it? That's one small airlock's worth of water.
Yes, it would. Yeah, sorry, no, it wouldn't flood the bridge if you all got in the airlock and then opened the other one.
What do you think, team?
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Although, can I just raise a point? This guy, whatever his name is, Farouk, we're not sure that he even came into the bridge, and we think he probably didn't. How did he magically get into the hangar then? Do you think did he swim outside?
We
then,
could
I
have gone
guess?
back outside and then through
Yeah.
that breach in the kind of in the north on this map.
Okay.
And if this
We
is
don't know he's gone there. That's just speculation, isn't it? But it seems a likely
Yeah.
target.
But if this is his Legion ship, if this is the ship of his people,
Yeah,
then
this is a Legion ship.
he must
so-
know the ways around it that we don't. What
yeah,
if
fair enough. Yeah.
what if he knows the secret paths and the hidden doors?
He could have gone through M4 up to the front and around that front bit through M5 into M3, so he could have sort of gone right around the bridge. Probably wouldn't have noticed that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen that
Yeah.
necessarily. You're right.
Okay. Should we do that then, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What could
You
possibly...
wanted us to say no, so we could all just bugger off to the surface, didn't you?
No, but now you mention it, Paul, that is an option. Do Vulcan carbines work underwater?
I hope
No.
so.
a couple of weeks ago, I worked out which ones did and which ones didn't. And can I bloody remember? I believe Vulcan carbines, being rockets, do, but the magnetic accelerators don't. That's what I'm deciding. I can't remember. I remember one did and one didn't, and I'm now deciding it's the Vulcan carbines that do.
Hooray!
Good call. Yep.
Does my rocket launcher work underwater?
Yeah.
Rocket launch, it's a chemical reaction, isn't it?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think it does.
Bear in mind that shockwaves travel more underwater than they do in air.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
heavy.
And we are teetering on an ice pinnacle above thousands of meters of freezing water.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Let's see if your opinion changes when something big and nasty comes towards us.
That's fair. Yep. Yes.
Right. Okay. So, given that you've already worked out how to open the door, then I'll let you do that. Could I, though, get everybody? Hold on a second. So
We should
the only
break-
way when you're
Brace
in
for
the
the
airlock
water.
and you've got the you've got it closed behind you, I imagine there will be a little bit of give me a moment there. Okay. Yeah, everybody take a dexterity test, but add 2 dice to your dexterity.
Okay. Gives me a fighting chance.
And tell me if you failed.
Nope. 2 successes.
1 success.
I get 2.
One success.
Everybody succeeded.
It seems.
Hooray! I think so.
Okay, yeah. So
We all succeed on a roll
yeah,
that
the
doesn't
water
really matter
does
if we fail.
come, crashing in through there, and suddenly, the pressure of the water gets you, but you've all held on and moved with the water and let it flow around you and not batter you against the bulkhead. So well done there. And you are now in this space.
M3.
Yes, you go through this corridor here and into here.
Guess we should
And
approach with some caution.
Yeah, I think so.
Not going to rush in.
this is a little bit weird. You're struggling to get your head around this because you can't actually see anything in here.
As in, it looks empty, or it's so dark, or there's such a gloom that we can't see anything.
Well, you've got lights on your suits and stuff like that. You can see around the edges of the hangar the sort of detritus of a wrecked hangar. You can see collapsed beams. You can probably see fighter parts. There may even have been there may be a shuttle, a wrecked shuttle against one side that looks like it's been damaged in an explosion. But weirdly, when you look at the center of the hangar, you can't see anything at all. Or no, you can. You realize that from the center of the hangar, this is where these globes that you saw on the way down to the ship that were glowing as they passed through some of the algae in the waters above. But at the moment, you can just see these globes sort of slowly popping into existence in the middle of the hangar and floating away.
No sign of Farouk, I assume.
No sign of Farouk in here either.
When you say popping into existence,
Yes.
does that mean like literally materializing, or just?
I'm going to spend a point of darkness as you look at this space, and I would like everybody to make an empathy test.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. I've got 2 dice.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, I get 1 success on my 3 dice.
Okay, lucky you.
I get no successes on my
Tony,
4.
as you're trying to work this out, take a point of stress. This is doing your head in of mind points.
Yep. Yeah.
Who else failed?
This is weird.
I passed. I got a 6 and a 1.
Well done.
Really proud of my random chance of dice.
So hang on, basically, I've got the second best empathy, and everyone has succeeded apart from me.
You're such a worse Yakub, you know.
I failed as well. So do I take a mind point, Matt?
You take a mind point, yes. And
I think I only passed because I assume that's how they're made. That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when a mummy globe and a daddy globe love each other very much.
In the hold of a Legion ship, another globe appears.
Yes.
okay, although you might like to think about that logic, and these are popping into existence. There is no mummy and daddy globe. I just want to point that out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just odd.
Yes.
Can I have a culture roll? Is there anything in my experience or any similar kind of event that I've read about ever?
Yeah, have a culture roll. I'll let you have a culture roll.
It's not that great, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. No, I got no successes, but I'm going to say to the others, I've got a tip of my tongue. I think that might look like something I read about in a book. Anybody else can think of anything that you've read?
Shall I have a think?
Have a culture roll. Go on.
Is that all right? Yeah, I get 2 successes. I know all about these globes and how they get made.
It's about
No, you don't.
About the
Oh,
bobby
no, I
thing.
don't.
The sugar globes are an artifact that can be found all over the horizon. Nobody knows how to make them, which is why they're so expensive. Shall I remind you how expensive they are?
Is there like some netting or something
Very.
in this hangar?
We were going to collect some on the way out, weren't we?
We were, absolutely.
Well,
You
and
were
still
going
are.
I'm sure you can. You should find some netting. Do you want to make an observation roll?
Yeah, I'll give that a go. I got quite a lot on that. Anybody want to help me find some netting?
I'll look for netting.
Yeah, cool.
Can't
Get
remember how
an
much
extra dice for that.
the globes are.
Okay.
Cool.
I am going to push that just for the hell of it because I want to find some bloody netting.
So I get a darkness point.
You do. I get 2 successes though on my reroll.
Okay. Okay. So you find some netting, yes. And given that, did you say you were helping?
Yeah, I'm helping.
Today?
Leah and Fayez. I think Fayez, you were helping as well, weren't you?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So the 3 of you take the netting, spread it out, and try and catch some of the globes in it, at which point you notice that there is some sort of distortion field. As you get closer to where the globes are, you realize that there is something that is some sort of stealth technology that is hiding an object. And you can all see it now.
Is this hot black Desiato spaceship?
Yeah.
No,
it
Dave, you
frictionless?
recognise it as as a ship just like the one that you saw take off from Kua.
Kua.
Yeah.
How big is this
Although
ship?
its wings seem to be folded. It's relatively small in that it fits pretty much. I mean, it's been damaged and it's damaged the sides of the hangar, but it fits across the width of the hangar, or kind of diagonally. It's crashed into the hangar and skewed sideways.
Okay, so it's not like it's been comfortably parked. It looks like it's crashed into it.
No, it looks like, given the damage you saw on the door, it looks like it rammed the
Right.
Zafirah. And
Can I-
these sugar globes you can see are coming out of. I think we need to have a new map. Let me show you a new map. So this is the shape that the three of you are seeing. You haven't told the others yet, so everybody else, turn your head away from the screen at the moment. Yeah, so here we are. Where you're seeing the sugar globes coming out of are a rent in the hull just here above the wing assembly. There's a bit of a weirdness, though. As you look at that rent in the hull, you can see it sometimes looking whole and undamaged, and these wings stretched out, or not stretched out, in a sort of folded position, but whole. And at other times, you can see the sort of the broken legs of a crashed daddy long legs sort of coming off from here, and a rent in the hull here, and the snow globes, not snow globes, the sugar globes coming out of it.
Snow globes, is that what, of the monolith or something?
Yes. Frey Bonnie Kua.
Okay. Is that rent in the side big enough for me to get through?
Yes.
Or for one of us?
I just want to type something though. Can I? Can you guys give me a moment? Because I need to send a private message to some people.
Okay, everybody watch out to see who's getting the private message.
Oh bollocks! Just spot that.
Which one of us is a secret android?
I was just thinking that. What's
We all
my
put-
gender?
We all put our hands up though. Anybody here not a secret android?
Oh man, that's an alien game, isn't it?
Huh?
All of you are secret
Not the
androids.
secret android.
Yeah.
Well, I said the other way, you could have a party of androids with a secret human.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Somebody in a working Joe hat.
Yeah.
Oh dear, my typing is awful. Give me a moment. It's actually longer than I thought it was.
This is where cut and paste comes in handy.
It will do. I've got to copy it across to other people. But yes, I should have done this in advance, and I should have done it off the electronic version of the book, but I didn't. Do a little dance. Dance
Is
for
that
our
David?
listeners.
Is that your sea shanty, Dave?
No, that was my elevator music.
Like,
Share
was gonna say we
and
could-
enjoy. Share
was
and
gonna-
enjoy. Journey to life. Come on, I'm not singing on my own.
Yes.
Go stick your head in
Head
a
in a
pig. I urge a couple of you, at least, to look at
Your own belly button.
to look at Discord.
To look at something more interesting. Well, I haven't got a message, so it's not me.
Well, that's what somebody
So-
got a secret message would say, isn't it?
You're hearing that sung as
What, share and enjoy?
no.
Yeah.
It's a sung voice, but within you. It had Nicholas. It's not unusual to you.
You're just like giving away who
Yeah, exactly.
might have got the secret message.
You
There,
just spent the last 10 minutes secretly telling them. They go, "Oh, Nicholas, you know, fucking idiot." Oh god.
Right. So, are you exploring that hole, Dave?
That gaping hole in our scenario. Yes, I am.
No, the gaping hole in the side of the ship.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I
Is
think I
anybody
will.
telling the others what they're seeing?
yeah, I'll say something like I'll say to Adib, it's like the you know, the fish down by the lake near the village. The ones that if they're in the wrong and they hide in the water because of the way they can make themselves look like the water. It's like that fish. Like, be really excited, like it's some sort of chameleon thing. Like, it's like a fish. But obviously,
Okay. Paul, you can see it too.
Yes.
Adib, you all right?
Adib,
Adib,
Nadina thinks, "What is this crew that I've come with?"
Seeing that we're in our underwater suits, can I just turn off the transmission from Adib so get rid of that bloody music?
Adib is sort of humming like a tune.
do we recognise this tune?
You don't. But you are seeing
And
your
yeah.
crew members disappear into the middle of the hangar, Tony.
But presumably, I could also hear what July was saying about
Yes,
basically being
but
some camouflage there.
you can't see where it's come from.
So who's still back with us?
Me.
One of the Legionnaires, Paul, and Nadina
I
now,
think, well,
I think.
should we
Oh, and
go-
the captain.
Oh yeah. Well, so I think we should go in and back up the other guys. We'll go in. Anyone coming
Where going where?
to that camouflage ship over there that we can't see, but we've just been told is there.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, I was distracted a bit. Yeah, okay, yeah.
What were you distracted by, Adib?
I just had this sort of tune pop into my head. It's really quite strange.
That is
I've
quite
never had that before.
Listen. Do you hear? It's the machine icon. The song of the machine icon.
Don't hear a thing.
It's
Not
calling
hearing
to us.
no, I've seen in the chapel on the ship. None of them are called the machine. And I look to like Yakub and Oshin. Like, no, I've paid attention, right?
It's a
Oshan has
right.
gone into the ship.
It's a-
You guys are still outside. Oshan, this is what you're seeing.
Okay.
I'm heading over to where they went.
You notice the ship has obviously got some pretty good ED fields because it is not full of water.
Ah. If that's supposed to be me on the left-hand side, and
That
big
could
thing-
well be you on the
and
left-hand
that,
side.
and that big thing sticking up on the guy's back is his rifle. That's not me because I'm holding my rifle and I'm shooting it at any weird floaty people. Does it look this big inside?
It looks this big inside.
And is that bigger than it looks on the outside?
No, I think that hangar's pretty big. I think
Right, okay.
there's a scale issue on the destroyer.
Fine.
Just so we're seeing a picture from within the hangar, not from within the.
No. This is what Dave is seeing, having got in through the sides of the ship.
These bodies that are floating about, are they floating?
In the air, yes.
And are they dead?
Let me
Or
tell
not-
you about
not
them.
moving?
They are 3 twisted bodies with long limbs hovering in the air around the statue, wrapped in white silk. They appear almost mummified. And the dry, paper-thin skin struggles to cover a humanoid, although not entirely human skeleton. The spindly ribs have fused together to form a solid membrane, and the skull and fingers are elongated and much too thin. I would like you to make a terror check upon seeing these bodies.
And how do I do that?
So you roll either mystic powers or empathy.
Well, see, I don't have any mystic powers. It'll have to be empathy. Okay. I gain 1 success.
Well, you are saved from taking any mind point damage.
Good. I'm going to radio this back to the people who haven't come in yet. Can I still talk to them?
Yes, you can.
Guys, anybody want to join me?
I'm on my way over there, and I'm going to go straight in after Oshin if I get there before anyone else has gone in.
I'm following you, Keith.
I will follow everyone,
Yeah.
Oshin and everyone, Yakub and Adib and everyone. Yes.
Okay, as all of you enter the ship, each one of you enters the ship, a searing pain shoots between your temples and your hearts pound violently, and a petrifying, blood-chilling blanket of fear and panic envelops you. You feel an intruding force or entity inside you and desperately want to cry out for help. You feel inferior, unworthy, and sullied.
Standard day at home, then, frankly.
And at the same time, the ships, the walls of this are all kind of mother of pearl, but they suddenly turn black. Dark, twisting bones and slithering, oily shapes surround you, as if you're standing inside a huge, rotting carcass. But a second or so later, the normal reality settles itself and the walls are beautiful and whole and mother of pearl. I'm going to spend another darkness point. Can everybody make an empathy or mystic powers test?
Do I have to make another one, Matt?
No, not
Or-
you. You've already had that.
Yeah.
Okay, I fail that.
Ah, shit.
So you take 1 point of stress.
I
One
also
success.
Right,
You take 1 point of stress, 9 points.
I'm a little bit frayed here. I've only got 2 mind points left.
yes.
Might need to sit down and a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Well, we'll ask these floating thingies if they've got any then, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
And so, as I said today, but I'll say to you all now, this ship has some sort of pretty fancy explosive decompression field, apparently, because it is free of water. However, the air is so thick, you notice as you move around, it feels a bit like you're wading through water.
What the hell is this, guys?
This is
So these floating. So there's
this is
it's air. There's normal
They're
gravity,
hovering in midair.
and they're kind of hovering in the air. But are they moving otherwise?
No. Have you got Medicurgy, Tony?
I do have a bit of Medicurgy.
Do you want to get closer and have a look at them?
Quite cautiously, I will.
I'll-
Not want to get too close.
I'll cover him when he does that with Overwatch, Matt.
Make a test.
I get 1 success on that.
Okay. They appear to be sexless and they have no ocular cavities. By which I mean places where the eyes go. This statue, shall I describe this statue to you? Because it's the elephant in the room, as it were.
Literally.
Or rather, it's not the
Bit of
elephant.
a strange
It
elephant.
is
Yeah.
a statue cut from single rock, and it depicts an orgy of countless humans merging ecstatically into a unified single person. Clawing, kissing, biting, and embracing. Anybody want to take a culture test?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Give it a go. Can I help him?
Yeah.
Can we have a conversation about this? I'll give you an extra dice, 10.
I get 2 successes.
2 successes. So yeah, as you discuss it, I'm not quite sure, Dave, whether you remember maybe it was Havima talking about mirror, but you are aware that there are statues like this in mentioned in ancient Mirren hymns, and they may be references to the dancer.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure that song was from the machine icon. It told me to surrender and let love in and take what I need and listen to my deepest emotions and
Demand your true desire.
Are you sure that just wasn't Matt's hello email to you?
yeah.
As you're thinking about this, Nicholas Faze, just as you're thinking about this, have you experienced the machine icon before back on Coriolis?
Well, I heard the song.
Yeah.
In
feel,
Coriolis.
as you realise that wasn't the song of the machine icon, you feel actually even more distanced now you're in this vessel, almost cut off from the machine icons, and you wonder whether you're cut off from all the icons in this vessel.
Does this want to lure us in? Is this not a statue? Well, it is a statue made of.
It is a statue. It is made of rock. You don't think it is the thing that was singing to you, however.
Yeah, okay.
Are you suggesting this is some kind of trap phase?
Yes, that's what I feel. Is that rock, or is it people that have given in to their desires?
Let them flow through you. Fill the darkness with your life and love.
I,
Demand true happiness. Deep starts walking towards it.
That
Adib,
statue.
no,
Adib,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
me too. Fayez
Adib?
grabs hold of Adib and tries to stop him.
Ajib, do you have technology?
I do not.
Okay. The others grab you and pull you back away from the statue.
Is he looking like he's sort of like lovingly in a sort of trance?
Describe your appearance, Adib.
He's still sort of humming to himself, and every now and again these words come out of his mouth, and he's saying, "No, it must be a good thing. Unburden yourself. Look for your true desires. Demand true happiness. That can't be a bad thing."
No,
The Legionnaire nods in agreement.
but we're under a lot of cold water and ice. So perhaps not. This is not a good place for like just stopping and abandoning things, because then you also then stop being a person when all the cold water gets to you.
Adib, you don't want to point out that this ship is actually entirely dry, and for all you know, if you were out of this suit, warm.
Yeah.
This is the warmth.
Is there any sign of Farouk around?
No, looking around, you can't see Farouk in this part of the vessel. What you can see, shall we? I'll stop showing this one and come back to. Give me a moment. This one. No, which one? There we go. So what you can see is that you are sort of walking around here. Scale wise, each square is 4 meters. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this statue is about 6 to 8 meters tall, although it's coming out of the center of the vessel. However, you do notice that there are doors, I guess, in the floor on either side of the statue. Or maybe, no, actually, tell you what, I see here 3 doors around the statue.
In terms of, sorry, Millie, go on.
I was going to say, are they all closed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of class size, what class of ship is this?
Hard to tell. It looks quite small compared to some of your vessels.
Would it fit in the hangar of Najara?
You'd have a struggle to get it out of where it is now to fit it in the hangar of Najara. It would definitely fit in the hangar of the salvage ship, the other one whose name I've forgotten. You also notice at the other end of this chamber there is the walls and the floor sort of all go in like a bottleneck towards another door here.
And that one's closed as well, yeah?
That's closed too, yeah.
Is it worth trying to find the bridge? See if we can fire this thing up. If it bashed through the hull of this ship, squeezing it out through the hole isn't going to do it much damage, is it?
I thought we were finding the other Legion man.
Oh, sorry, I'm just forgetting a vital thing here.
He must be on board this ship, I suspect. So if we get out with this ship, I'm sure he's fine.
You know, you had an idea about how where is it? Give me a moment. About how the sugar globes are made.
Well, like a mummy and daddy sugar globe who love each other very much. I mean, okay.
So you have you got science, Jalea?
No, of course I don't.
No, but you have. I'm just going to let you.
I've got
No,
metallurgy.
I'm not going to get you to get a test because you were thinking about this. So let me describe this room to you.
Sure.
The walls or floors, you can't quite work out which way round everything's meant to be with this sort of statue coming out to the side. In this room appear to be made from a mixture of sandstone and fossilized anemones. There are smooth tiles raised slightly above the rest of the floor, which run from the three entrances at the base across the walls or the floor to the star-shaped door at the other end. There are kind of vats in the floors, and they seem to be filled with sugar globes and a fine silky mesh that has now kind of leaked out of those vats and is floating in the air here. And as you look at this mesh, I'm going to say that you work out that this is the mummy and the daddy of sugar globes. It contains tiny, tiny little clusters of tiny sugar globes, as if you think these vats are kind of sugar globe nurseries.
I'll point it out. Look, it's the little baby. I didn't think when we were floating down. I didn't think they were alive. I thought there were some sort of fake things. But look, there's baby ones. Look, it's like what the frogs, the baby frog spawn.
Are they moving about as if they're alive in there?
No, it looks to you as you're observing this. Who's got science? Has anybody got science in this party?
No.
Right. You can't quite. They don't appear to be actually alive. They appear to be just as stone-like as they are in the markets of Kua. But they do appear to have grown. You don't know what rate they grow at. I guess, Tony, being probably the most money-minded of everybody in this room.
I think Oshan is more money-minded than I am.
Sorry, Tony. Yeah, I meant Oshan. Forgive me. Dave, being the most money-minded person here.
That's better, thank you.
Just want to make sure the crew get paid, that's all.
You have no idea what's going on here, but you do wonder whether a sample of this mesh and the sort of slime around it and the little tiny baby sugar globes could be worth something to maybe the scientists at the Foundation.
Can we analyse the air in this room?
How?
I don't know. It's something on our spacesuits can detect what the external air is like.
Can I get you to make an empathy roll?
It's like the computer on the Heart of Gold when they land on Magrathea. It works it out and then it says, it's okay, but it smells a bit.
I don't get any successes on my empathy roll.
Okay. Well, your readout suggests that it doesn't say anything as colloquial as it's okay, it smells a bit, that it is old, a bit like the air on the bridge, but not being recycled, but breathable.
Because my reason for asking was that if this is the environment that these things are growing sugar globes in, that's probably worth knowing if we're planning to take some of this stuff away and setting up our new business as sugar globe farmers.
Good growers, yeah.
Knowing the kind of environment that they need to grow might be a useful thing to know.
Do any of you have any devices that could measure the exact constant, or maybe a science? No, none of you got a science skill.
No, none of us got science.
It would be nice, but you don't know this. So this atmosphere feels thick, as I say.
Yeah.
It feels.
That's what I was thinking.
As you
It
move
feels
around like water, but
I have an
it looks
environment
like-
scanner. What does that? I always.
ooh, an environment scanner.
That sounds like exactly the sort of thing you need to scan the air, doesn't it?
I've never had a need for it before.
This could be where it finally comes into its own.
I think it actually is completely useless. But
Right. How do you use your environment scanner?
that's a good question. I'm just looking it up again
Science roll.
because every time I
Yeah.
look it up, it's I go, oh, is that all it does? And then I forget about it. And no, it doesn't have it there. Okay, carry on. I'll come back once I've found it.
Right. Okay. So you're getting the instruction manual out for your environment scanner while the other people. What are the rest of you doing?
I will be collecting the tiny.
Sorry, Jalea, you go first.
I will be collecting the tiny baby sugar globes.
Okay. You're always brought up as a scavenger, aren't you?
Yes.
So go ahead. And the stuff they're growing on?
Yeah, the I don't know, fake seaweed, whatever I've decided it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
try and collect some of that
Matt.
that mesh as well. Sorry, Fires, on you go.
Nicholas?
Yeah. So you said there were vats that they
Yeah,
were.
so
are these vats that we could carry away with us?
Well, they seem to be set
they
into
sort of-
the stone. There seem to be
Okay.
hollows in the stone. So no, not particularly something you could lift and take with
Okay.
you.
Right.
But you could put some in some sort of container or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, not one I don't think you could lift with you.
So the environment scanner, it says here, it scans the surroundings and reports any presence of dangerous chemicals, biological threats, or radiation. Gives +2 to a survivor roll to spot environmental threat.
Okay, you got a survival roll?
Yeah, well, survival is just wits.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a go. I get 2 successes with my environment
Okay.
scanner. We're only 35 episodes in, and it's the first time I've had something useful to do with it.
It is quite useful though, because the environment scanner tells you are in dank and not terribly healthy or fresh water.
Water or air?
Water.
Oh, so we're actually in water, even though it looks like we're in air.
Are we hallucinating?
As you as you make that realization, the world seems just a bit. This isn't the first time it's happened to a lot of these people. It's the first time it's happened to you, Dave. For a moment, the beautiful ornate walls of this place with all the tiles and stuff suddenly look dank, covered in algae and seaweed and black and burned out and slightly actually misformed as well. But then after a second or so, it looks fine. And yes, for that brief second, you realise you're in murky black water. But then suddenly all that water clears away and it's air again.
Okay, I'm going to relay this back to people and say something weird is going on here because my scanner says we're in water still and we're not in air. So don't open up your helmet or take a breath of air, anybody.
Yeah, so something is causing us to hallucinate this environment then? Does that mean I guess these floating bodies, can't really trust what we're seeing? The fact that we're in water makes a bit more sense that they're floating now, I guess.
Yeah.
Or is this ship here at all? Are we just completely hallucinating this?
No, you think it's here, but you know the state of it is. You were thinking it was flyable, Dave, earlier on.
This is a derelict.
That little glimpse you saw of it is that it is totally screwed.
And it is actually full of water.
Well, you don't know. I mean, no, it's full of air. But for a brief second,
but my scanner's telling me.
And yes, your environmental scanner, your useless environmental scanner, is either on the fritz or it's telling you that it's full of water.
Or it's just saved our lives. When it went funny, did all the globes, did the sugar globes disappear?
No, the sugar globes were part of that.
Right. Okay. So they're still there.
So they're real. Okay. Shall we have a quick look around, see if we can get anywhere else in this ship and have a look around?
Yeah.
It's just that the plan of firing it up and flying off in it is probably not going to be happening then.
Nope.
Okay, so there are 3 doors here at this wall. One of them is low enough for you to get into, or there's one door at this end, and the floor and the walls all kind of slope in towards that, and that's a star-shaped door.
It's probably best to try and find the bridge, I think.
Yeah.
Don't look at the labels.
I think we should go and try and find the torpedo.
The star-shaped door.
I just get a feeling that there'll be one.
I have a feeling that's yeah. I think Farouz is right. Fayez is right there.
So you head into this space here.
Yeah, we're going to stick together.
Yeah.
Not split up.
Yeah.
Sorry, the description of the bridge is in an entirely different part of the adventure. Don't you just hate that? Right. So this is a perfect mother of pearl iris gate blocking the way through this star-shaped portal. You're going to need to use force or technology to do it, and
I can try technology.
yeah, okay, -2 on your technology roll.
Okay, can anybody help me?
I help out. Yeah, I help out.
Yeah, good.
I gain 3 successes.
Okay, using your toolkit, this is actually turns out to be more manual than physical. You're not doing anything electronically here, but you are able to lever the irises. You lever one of the irises away, and then they all kind of open up as you like an iris valve does, so you can get through.
Can I make sure they're not going to shut behind us?
For 2 successes, I'll say yes, you can.
Okay, I got 3 in total.
Yeah, so for the extra 2, I meant.
Yeah,
for the
okay.
critical success.
Right.
So this opens into something like a small fountain in this room. You're coming out of the fountain, as it were. It has limestone walls set with amber mosaics, and there appear to be sort of if this is actually upside down and this hole is in the floor, as kind of the architecture makes you feel it should be, then these ridges are kind of elevated balconies or platforms. These are covered with thin slits flowing downwards to 8 azure semispheres of about 1 meter in diameter between each of these platforms, or beneath each of these platforms. And there are mosaics on the floor that we've described, and there's a low ditch which contains a simple stone bed with the same wavy indentation as the smaller chambers. Could you make a data gin roll, Tony?
I can make a data gen roll, yes. Got 1 success.
1 success. Something makes you feel that this is some sort of alien sensor ops station where you're at the moment on this level down here.
Alien rather than human.
Well, it's kind of the proportions of all this room are vaguely human, maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit taller than you guys are, but yeah, humanoid at least. And you think about those tall, long-fingered
Floating people.
bodies you saw in the room behind you, then yes, probably human if they are human. But they don't have eyes, so are they human?
Where did these people come from? What planet do they... Are we going to go and visit them next? Like, this is not even as strange as Coriolis. This is stranger.
It certainly is.
You've got the Artificia power, haven't you? Jalea?
She's a talisman maker.
A talisman maker. Okay. What do you have to roll for talisman maker?
1d6 hours worth of work.
Right.
And I can make a talisman.
Okay. Yeah. So no, I don't think that's gonna cover it. Are you walking further into the room though?
Yeah,
I
think
will.
so. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
So you move on up here, and whereas this was the sensor up station, you now notice there's a couple of other stations here, and this sort of bed that you saw is replicated here. But on this bed, there are a helmet-like contraption, and there's a handful of blood-red pebbles floating in the air by each bed. Possibly water.
Okay.
Can I just have a bit of closer look at these pebbles?
Yeah.
You want to make a?
Very weird.
I'm going to make that a hard culture test. So -2 culture test.
No, I don't really know anything about them. I don't think. No successes.
Okay.
So if that other bed-like thing was we think some kind of sensor ops thing, does this look like an engineering bay or a pilot's couch or something? Or
Okay. Make your piloting roll.
okay, that'll be 5 dice. Yeah. I got 1 success.
You're not entirely sure because it all feels so alien, but this could be a pilot. One of these could be the pilot's station. And Paul, do you want to make? Oh no, you're not an engineer, are you?
No, I'm a jungle person, so
Yeah.
I have no
So,
talents like that at all.
You think then, Dave, that the other one may be an engineer's station?
Right. And which one has the helmet, or do they both have a helmet?
These both have them.
Whereas the sensor bay didn't.
The sensor bay didn't. No.
Okay. Is that what's the margin here, guys, of putting on one of these helmets?
How are you going to do that with your spacesuit on?
Yeah.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Underwater, yeah.
We're just in air, though. We can just take our helmets off. It'll be fine.
No, we can't do that. No, that's a good. Thanks, Sadib.
There's a valid point.
Yeah.
He's got no technology skill at all, but he understands that you can't fit a little helmet over a deep sea diving helmet.
Yeah, that isn't going to go.
Millie,
but, you know.
in your crew that's about to start, you've got an amphibian, haven't you?
Pardon?
You've got an amphibian in your crew that's about to start the campaign.
No, actually, we've changed slightly.
Oh no!
Yeah,
That amphibian would have been bloody useful.
would have been useful, yeah, but we've got some pheromones instead.
Because I've just realised, Paul has just pointed out that there is a chunk of the adventure which isn't going to happen for most people.
Because they can't breathe water.
Yeah.
Is there any way of sealing the iris valve and pumping the water out of this part of the ship?
No.
But our Legion
It's
man
not a
isn't
massive
here.
part of the adventure. I don't think it. But it is. There's a good chunk of stuff here that you're not going to see.
No. And even if we tried, we'd be dead before we saw it.
Yes, you'd be drowned. We deal with the drowning first, possibly before you even put the helmet.
Yeah.
Can't we take our oxygen pill like in Fireball XL5? If you're old enough to remember it.
Is this helmet attached to something, or can I just take it with us?
It's attached with
Right. Cabling.
cabling. Yes. And
Okay.
up here, suddenly there is movement.
So is there a hole? No, we obviously can't see the hole because we're hallucinating. Yeah, okay. This reminds me of the episode of Red Dwarf Back to Reality, where they hallucinate by the despair squid, and they all think they're in a computer game.
Yes.
That was the episode that got me into Red Dwarf. Anyway, sorry, carry on, Matthew.
You see that this, if this is the pilot and this is the engineer or the gunner maybe, and this is the sensor operator, then this station must be the captain's station, and there is somebody in it.
Are they alive? Are they
They
moving?
appear to be alive. They
What do they look like?
stand up,
Okay.
gazing at you.
Leveling my rifle.
The
Me
PCs
too.
are faced with astounding beauty, perfect symmetry wrapped in flowing white silk that moves and shifts like the feathers of an impossible bird. The Vestal's eyes, that is to say, the captain's eyes are covered with a silk blindfold, and their hands and arms move in an enthralling dance. They float freely in the air just under the ceiling. I'm going to spend a couple of darkness points at this point, and I would like you each to make a roll in turn. I'm going to come back to the screen and ask, you've not done very much. Nicholas, would you make a roll of D6?
1d6.
Yes.
Signature
Two.
attack.
Are we getting signature attacks in Coriolis now?
2.
2. The world closes in on you, forcing you to make impossible choices. Right and wrong blur together. You were ready to murder the crew of the salvage vessel earlier against your deepest instincts. Anxiety and fear fill you, and the sound of your racing heart drowns out the world. Can I get you to test empathy?
Not mystic powers?
That's an interesting one here. I'm going to go for this round with just empathy.
No.
Okay.
No.
Take a mind point of damage.
Thank you very much. Getting better and better.
And you feel paralyzed by this. And if you want to do any combat, you will only have 2 actions points if we move into combat each round. Okay, who else have we got? Oshan, you roll a d6, please.
Yeah, okay. I get a 1.
You look upon your companions with loathing and contempt. You
No
should
change
have
there,
to
then.
share
normal, isn't
the
it?
icon's light with the likes of them. It should all be yours. You want to hurt or humiliate them, or reveal a secret flaw of theirs to make them less attractive to everybody else. Test empathy, please.
I get no successes. Is this something I can push or not?
I don't think you can push attribute
I'm not
rolls,
sure
can
you
you?
can. No, don't
Not a
think
skill
you can.
roll, is it?
No. That's a big
want
fail.
you
then,
to
Matt.
make a manipulation. You can choose. I will let you do this. Choose another member of the crew here, and make an opposed manipulation roll against them.
I think this is if the icons are, or if whatever's happening is driving me. I think it's turning my love into hate, and so I'm going to go against the person I love the most. So I'm going against Yakub.
Yakub, what are you telling Yakub? How has he disappointed you? How is he taking away what you consider most pressure? Did he take? He has snuck. You're pretty sure you saw him pocketing a bunch of those baby sugar globes.
No, I think he's following his bloody foolish friend. Has set us on this path, and it's turned me into a cold-hearted, money-grabbing killer, and it's all your
Turned you
fault.
into?
Yakub. Yes, I was really nice at the start of the campaign, and I think he should open his helmet.
Right. You're telling him to breathe the air and make a manipulation roll.
Yeah, I've only got 3 dice, so you're pretty safe,
Okay.
Tony.
Well, I don't know where I've been rolling tonight.
And you make a manipulation roll, Tony, at the same time.
I've got one success.
I got no successes. Although presumably this is I can push this, can't I? Because it's a skill roll. Manipulation.
I'm going to say you can push it. Yes.
Good. 'Cause I'm pushing it then.
I'll take a darkness point out.
Yeah, no successes.
You're supposed to succeed in that one, Toad. Come on.
Yeah, that's just 12 dice I've just rolled there.
Okay.
Well, perhaps you can try the helmet on.
Well, let's leave that for a moment. Let's go straight on to you, Yakub. What is your feeling? Roll a d6 for me.
3.
Your form, your vile form, repulses you. You are not worthy of the icon's glorious presence, and you want to make yourself as small or as invisible as possible. Test empathy.
Come on, I haven't rolled a 6 for ages. I must be due. A couple. 1 success.
1 success. Okay. Right. Yeah, you feel small, but there aren't any sort of mechanical effects. However, Ossian has told you to take your helmet off.
Well, I guess I'm gonna.
To open his helmet, not take it off. Just open the
Yeah.
faceplate.
Open his helmet.
I'll open it then.
Right, we'll come back to that in a moment.
To my death.
Matthew, if you think we're going to leave this as a cliffhanger for next time, you're bloody wrong. We're resolving this one way or the other. I'm not having a week thinking I've killed Tony.
Come on.
Oh,
As I go, press the button.
Adib, can I get you to roll a d6 for me, please?
Yeah.
We've had 1, 2, and 3 so far.
I also got a 2.
Okay. You feel the world closing in on you, forcing you to make impossible choices. You feel paralyzed. Roll on empathy, not mystic powers.
Right, so that's 5 dice. 1 success.
Okay, you are managing to hold it together more than your colleagues. You don't take any stress, and you feel you can move 3 actions in each combat round, if you so desire. And finally, Jalea.
I get a 1.
You too feel jealous of all your companions. You look upon them with loathing and contempt. You're pretty sure Tony did steal more of those baby sugar globes. It should all be yours. You want to hurt or humiliate them. Test your empathy.
Oh, I've not got much empathy. No successes.
You can turn to close his helmet, maybe.
Choose somebody else to attack with a manipulation roll.
Oh man, that's harsh. I don't know. Well, we're all picking on our friends. I'll pick on Adib and just be like, if I hadn't had to follow you around a jungle for years, I could have come up here and seen all this cool stuff. And now look, and so on and so forth.
Okay,
Adib
what do you
looks
ask
over it.
Adib to do? How can he make it up to you? How can he prove himself infinitesimally worthy of your attention and friendship? How can he redeem himself?
Do I have to? Because I have like no manipulation.
Okay. You may not succeed in this. You may just shout at him.
Yeah. I don't know how we would make it up. Like, I don't know if she's just like, this is how rude of you kind of thing.
Okay, well, make a
Give him a
manipulation
dead
roll.
leg.
It's a straight empathy roll, then, isn't it? If you haven't
Yeah.
got manipulation.
Yeah, but just
You're just shouting at him, but still make the roll.
just
And you do as well, Paul.
I get 1 success.
You've got to get 2 successes, Paul, or you're going to have to do something to.
I got 1 success.
Oh, it's a stain.
I'm gonna.
You want to push it?
I haven't actually got manipulation as a skill. Does that mean I can't push it?
I think
No,
you can
no,
push
it's
it.
still a skill roll.
Right, I'll push it then. And I get 2 successes.
Okay, you can withstand her rant.
3 in
You
total.
know she's feeling the same sort of emotional pressure that you're all feeling. Okay, it is 10 o'clock. My little alarm clock's told me that I should be having me pills. But you want me to finish this scene with Tony, do you? I mean, it's a perfect cliffhanger.
Up to you, Matthew. You're the GM.
Tony, how do you feel?
I think it's a great cliffhanger to leave.
As Yakub starts to undo his face mask.
Maybe I can. If we leave until next week, I can survive another week.
But I gives you a week to roll up your replacement character, like I did when I got pumped into space.
And having questioned how long you can survive in space, I've seen the last few episodes of The Expanse. Won't say any more than that, but
Yeah.
but
I probably shouldn't have survived it at all, really, should I? Not if you're playing it for real.
Anyway, thank you very much, boys and girls. Let's stop sharing and come back to the big screen. I didn't use my darkness point thing for spending my darkness points.
Oh, Matthew.
Never mind, next time. Shall I show everybody my darkness point thing anyway?
Sure.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
If it's not X-rated, that is.
No.
You're doing the same thing as you did last week, because you forgot to use it last week and then showed us all at the end. It's bigger this week.
And I got some prayer ones as well, but I didn't quite finish them in time. So
It's not that exciting, is it, really, Matthew?
no.
Matthew, I think Matthew was quite excited.
Right. Okay. And suddenly you open your helmet, Dave, and drown.
Everybody needs a new character.
Yes.
Okay, so we will find out whether Tony lives or dies. That's
Next
Tony.
week.
That's not Yakub. We'll find out whether Tony lives or dies next week. Let's say goodbye to everybody, and I will end the
Thank you for watching, guys.
stream. I
Cheers.
didn't talk to anybody. Sorry about that.